Now let's try to find out an expression for centripetal acceleration and force. So you might be wondering, what is the centripetal acceleration? You had already studied about acceleration. But what is this centripetal acceleration? Centripetal acceleration is the acceleration experienced by an object when it is executing a uniform circular motion or when it is moving along a circular path. That is centripetal acceleration, and this acceleration will be always directed towards the center, hence the name centripetal acceleration. Okay, so what is centripetal acceleration? It is the acceleration of an object moving along a circular path. Okay, so let's try to find out an expression for this centripetal acceleration, A suffix C. So centripetal acceleration is denoted by A suffix C and centripetal force is denoted by F suffix C. Okay. Now for that, consider a circular path. O is the center of the circle and initially let the particle be at the point A. After a time t, the object is at the point B. And angular displacement, let it be theta. Now let this vector be r1 vector. It can be considered as the position vector at the point A because it is the line joining from origin to that point. And let this radius vector be r2. It can also be considered as the position vector. Then this will be the displacement vector. Okay, and let the displacement vector be denoted by delta S. Now, what will be the direction of velocity vector? You had already studied in class 9 physics, that is the velocity vector can be found out by drawing a tangent along the circular path. Suppose if you want to find out the direction of velocity at the point A, what you must do, you must draw a tangent along the point A. Or if you want to find out the direction of velocity at the point B, just draw a tangent along the point B in the direction of motion. So here the object is executing an anti-clockwise rotation. So draw a tangent in that direction. So at the point A, what is the direction of velocity vector? This is the direction of velocity vector. So let this velocity vector be denoted by V1. And at the point B, what will be the direction of velocity vector? This will be the direction of velocity vector and let it be V2. Okay. So here we have one triangle, triangle OAB, isn't it? So this is a triangle, triangle OAB. And just again, draw the velocity vector. So velocity vector V1 is acting like this. This is V1 vector and velocity vector V2 is acting in this direction. So I have joined both V1 and V2 vector without changing their direction. See, V1 was acting along this path. Here also I have plotted V1 along this direction itself and V2 was acting along this path. So here also I have plotted V2 along this direction. And let the angle between V1 and V2 be theta. And this side, let it be denoted by, consider another vector joining from the head of V1 vector to the head of V2 vector. And let that vector be denoted by delta V vector. Okay, here also we can see a triangle and let this triangle be PMN. Okay, so from this figure we can see triangle OAB and triangle MPN are similar, isn't it? This is one triangle, triangle OAB, and another triangle is triangle MPN. Both the triangles are similar. Why? Because this V1 is perpendicular to R1, isn't it? And similarly V2 is perpendicular to R2. So if R1 and the angle between R1 and R2 is theta. So the angle between their perpendiculars also will be theta. That means same angle. So here the angle between R1 and R2 is theta. And the perpendicular of R1 is V1, perpendicular of R2 is V2. So the angle between their perpendiculars V1 and V2 also will be the same angle, that is theta. So both are having the same angles theta, and also the magnitude of V1, V2, magnitude of R1 and R2 are equal. So our sides are equal. So both are similar triangles. And if both triangles are similar, ratio of their respective sides will be similar. So we can write like this: side MN by AB equal to side MP by AO. Okay, so just consider the triangle like this: side MN. So this is MN, and the side corresponding to MN in triangle OAB is AB. Okay, AB, and also equal to MP, which is MP. This is MP, V1. So which is the side corresponding to V1? That will be R1 vector. So that is AO. Okay, then we can substitute the expression for MN, AB and all those things. It indicates that what is MN? MN is delta V by AB. AB is delta S. Okay, linear displacement, or we can consider that displacement as delta R, difference between the vectors of R1 and R2. So delta S can be considered as delta R also, change in position. Then equal to MP. What is MP? MP is V or V1. We can consider, we can just write it like V. Then divided by AO. What is AO? AO is R1. We can just consider it as R. Okay. Now, from this, what is delta V? From this you will get delta V is equal to V by R into delta R. Isn't it? So, we can just rewrite this expression. Delta V is equal to V by R into delta R. Now, divide both sides by delta T. So, here divide by delta T, here divide by delta T. So, what is delta V by delta T? Delta V by delta T is change in velocity by time, and you know change in velocity by time is acceleration A, equal to V by R into, what is delta R by delta T? Delta R by delta T is, yes, displacement by time, or change in position by time is displacement by time, and displacement by time is nothing but our velocity V. So you will get acceleration A is equal to V into V square by R. So this acceleration is the acceleration experienced by the object when it is moving along a circular path. And what will be the direction of this acceleration? Direction of this acceleration will be towards the center. That means towards O. Direction of this acceleration is towards the center of the circle. Hence, this acceleration is known as centripetal acceleration, that is AC. So, what is the expression for centripetal acceleration? Centripetal acceleration AC is equal to V square by R. And what is the expression for centripetal acceleration in terms of omega? So we have studied centripetal acceleration AC is equal to V square by R. And we know that V is equal to R omega. So V square will be equal to R square omega square. Substitute that V square in this expression. So you will get AC is equal to R square omega square by R. this r and this r will cancel, so we'll get AC is equal to omega square into r. So expression for centripetal acceleration in terms of omega is AC equal to omega square r, and this omega square r is acting towards center. So we got the acceleration, then what will be force? We know that force F is equal to mass into acceleration, ma, and in the case of centripetal force it will be m into centripetal acceleration, that is equal to m into what is acceleration, v square by r, also m into another form of acceleration is omega square r. So we have two expressions for centripetal force. One is m omega square r and another one is m v square by r. So we have two expressions for centripetal acceleration. One is v square by r and another is omega square r. Okay. So you must remember this expression for centripetal acceleration and centripetal force. Both of them acts towards the center of the circle. Okay. So that's all about circular motion. With this I am concluding this chapter. Notes of the topic and YouTube video have been uploaded. Please go through it. We will meet in the next session. Till then, take care all of you. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.